Lesson 3. Preview. Focus on the main idea. We use archaeology to learn about how early cultures developed. Places: Cave of the Hands, Lascaux, Altamira, Chauvet. Vocabulary: culture, anthropology, landform, geography. Diverse. Terms: Late Stone Age. Developing cultures. You are there. It is just after breakfast. You prepare for the highlight of your trip to Patagonia, a land in South America. You take a deep breath and step into the cave. After you've walked about 75 feet, your guide casts the lantern light onto a cave wall. An amazing scene appears. Hundreds of handprints, animal figures, and symbols cover the wall. You shudder. The paintings are amazing. You see paintings of 10 hunters approaching dozens of llamas. Then you notice outlines of feet and of human figures, as well as patterns of geometric shapes. Among the paintings are handprints in black, brown, violet, yellow, and red. They seem to be waving at you from thousands of years ago. Main idea and details. As you read, keep track of the main idea in each section. Contacting cultures. In the study of people, like those who painted the Cave of the Hands as many as 9,000 years ago, culture includes the technology, customs, beliefs, and art of those people. Sometimes, culture can be described as the way in which individuals and groups react to their environment. Anthropology is the study of how people have developed and live in cultural groups. Archaeology is a branch of anthropology. Physical features of Earth, such as plants and landforms, encouraged the development of cultures. A landform is a surface feature, such as a valley, plain, hill, or mountain. The study of the relationship between physical features, climate, and people is called geography. During the Late Stone Age, or the end of the New Stone Age, there were several diverse or different peoples living in the Americas. Each diverse group had its developing culture. These cultures represented the different populations that migrated to the Americas from other regions. Each of these cultures relied on the resources available to them. For example, a culture living in the desert relied on plant stems or fibers to make twine, nets, baskets, sandals, and animal traps. A culture living near mountains used rocks to make tools and weapons. Small bands of people came together to form villages only after they had learned to grow crops. Corn, beans, and squash became the most important crops. They are also known as the Three Sisters. Ancient stone and simple pebble tools and sharp-pointed spears found in East Africa indicate Stone Age hunting and fishing cultures. In Central Africa, large, well-fired pots were decorated with designs to make them resemble baskets. Harpoons provide evidence for a fishing culture. During the Ice Age, when sea levels were lower, a group of people from the Southeast Asia region migrated to islands in the Pacific. Their simple hunter-gatherer culture seems to have developed some ocean-going skills. In fact, some scientists believe that this culture had contact with the Americas. As evidence, researchers point to the sweet potato, an American plant that also was grown in the Pacific. Review. What is culture? Main idea and details. Cultures develop. In Europe, the variety of landforms, climates, and soil produced many different cultures. Once farming was established, gradual settlement followed. Cultures increased their use of available resources. Throughout Europe, the major crops were grains, beans, peas, and lentils. Citrus trees grew well in warmer climates. Apples were grown in more temperate or mild climates. The picture we have of the many Stone Age European cultures rests primarily on the technology and other artifacts these cultures left behind. However, in the last 200 years, archaeologists have found information-rich artifacts left behind by prehistoric cultures. These artifacts paint a picture of early peoples and their daily life. Review. In Europe, what developed after farming was established? Sequence. Prehistoric art. At most prehistoric sites, archaeologists piece together the puzzle of a culture by using only the culture's tools and discards, or throwaways. A wealth of information can be found in pictures drawn by prehistoric people themselves. Archaeologists have discovered rocks engraved with human figures, horses, birds, and wild cattle at sites in Spain, Portugal, Australia, and South Africa. Some of these works of art are about 20,000 years old. Prehistoric cave paintings can be found mostly in northern Spain and southern France. At Lascaux, in southern France, cave art from about 17,000 years ago is protected deep in the ground from the damp climate. The paintings, drawings, and engravings on cave walls and ceilings provide a valuable view of the prehistoric world. The paintings reveal that the artists lived with and hunted horses, bison, mammoth, deer, and occasionally panthers and rhinoceroses. Colors range from red, brown, black, and white to yellow, all ground from nearby rock and stone. Paints were made by mixing the ground rock with saliva or animal fat. Then the paints were applied with fingers or simple brushes. Similar cave paintings appear on the ceiling of a cave at Altamira, Spain. Even the caves themselves offer important information. Randall White, a researcher studying cave paintings from about 32,000 years ago at Chauvet in southern France, commented, "On the floor, everything is basically in place. Torch fragments, stone tools, fire pits, and bones. We have well-preserved evidence of all the activities that were going on in and around these paintings, and that's critical. From the cave paintings, it seems that the caves served as places for spiritual and hunting rites. Over time, different humans visited the caves and added to the paintings several times for thousands of years. For all the information the cave paintings provide, questions remain. Why did artists paint a limited number of animals? Why are many paintings, drawings, and engravings in hard-to-reach places within caves? Why were some caves decorated, but apparently not lived in? Archaeologists are still searching for answers. Review. What do similar examples of cave art in many different countries tell us about the people living in prehistoric times? Draw conclusions. Summarize the lesson. 20,000 years ago, hunter-gatherer cultures existed. 5,000 years ago, farming techniques started to improve. 5,000 years ago, complex cultures developed. Lesson 3. Review.